Good morning. It's my honor and privilege to welcome you to yet another BW Dialogue. Today we have an entrepreneur, a person who's built a category, a business, a brand that does touch our daily lives. And dare I say, looks like he's just got started. He calls his company a 60-year-old young company. So let me welcome Mr. Rajesh Mehra, who's the director and promoter of the Jaquar Group. Welcome, Mr. Mehra, to the BW Dialogue. How have been the last 150 days for you, personally and professionally? What has kept you busy?
I would say over busy. The last 5 months have kept, I think everyone over busy because it has been a completely unprecedented situation and completely unimagined. Nobody had thought of, that one will have to, face such a complex situation and with so many restrictions. So yes, it has been, I would say, quite a daunting experience. But nevertheless, every adversity comes with some opportunities and with some, of course, some challenges. And yes, it's all up to you that how you face those challenges and see the opportunities, work on them. I'm sure you can work your way around. And this is what we have been trying to do for the last 5 months. And we're quite happy, with the results we have been getting. We have been progressing well. It has been going well, and we are now quite used to this situation, to these circumstances. And I think the whole organization has really adapted itself to these challenges, and we are working well. Not an issue. Yeah. Overall, nothing to complain.
Okay, Mr. Mehra. Again, we know that it's been an incredible journey. Last year, you clocked 3,600 crores.
Yeah.
You set yourself a target of doubling that in the next 2 years, so to say. 2022, you want it to be $1 billion revenue company.
Yeah.
You have 3 brands which focus in 3 different segments. But before we go to all that, tell us about your company's journey. How did it start? How did you come into the business?
Yeah.
And give us some interesting and anecdotal stories.
Sure. It has been an incredible journey all along. As I said, I always maintain we are a 6 years young company, learning every day. Like a child, learns every day, basically, from the experiences. My father started this industry in 1960 with one of his partners, and it was a very, very, complex, difficult situation for them because they got literally pushed into this business. They were to take up this business as investing partners, but as a destiny carved out for them, the working partner left them even before the unit could start. So they took it upon themselves. It was a very, very major decision for them, but they said, no looking back, we'll do it. And in those days, this industry had just come up in India. There was very little technique available, very little workforce available. But they had, the only capital they had was, their hard work, determination, and a will to succeed. And after the first few years, they found, their feet on the ground finally. And ever since, we have been gradually progressing step by step. We have built the entire business, I would say, in a very consistent manner. So by mid-70s, I think the brand which my father started, ESCO, and which today serves the value segment, customers in the market, basically. So that brand had become one of the most popular brands in the Indian market. And then we joined the second generation. We joined, in late 70s. And me and my brothers, after first few years of gaining the experience about the product, about the technical part of it, the marketing part of it, we decided that we'll bring a complete change in this industry, in our products, in the designs, services, in terms of customer experience. And this is where we launched this brand, Jaquar, in 1986. So Jaquar, I'm really happy to share a sort of brought a revolution, in the Indian market, both in terms of manufacturing, in terms of marketing, in terms of, the unique customer care services that we brought into the market. And again, after a journey of around 10-15 years, so we came up with a vision that it is not, till then faucets was our main forte, was the only vertical that we were, engaged with. So we decided that we understood the need of the market, that the customer needs a complete bathroom. And that's where the complete bathroom solution vision we adopted. We took it upon ourselves, and we developed it again step by step from vertical to vertical. And again, in the last 10 years, we thought of another diversification, where now we have diversified into lighting solutions as well. So today, we are a company which provides a unique proposition of both complete bathroom solutions and complete lighting solutions to its customers. It's one of its kind in the world. No other company offers these two such vast portfolios coming from one single point of from one single source, basically from one business house. So this has been journey all along.
So tell us why it was called Jaquar.
It's a very personal and a very emotional, you see, I would say, connect. It's the brand name was, you see, it was adopted after the name of our grandmother. Our grandmother's name is Jaquar, and it was after her name. We feel it is all her blessings. We are very happy, and the way the brand has progressed, basically. So it's an emotional connect, basically. So it's after the name of our grandmother.
In 1989, you went to meet this hotel executive, and he said, "Oh, you launched. It is relatively a new brand. So it's only."
Sorry, Dr. Batra, I think there is some disturbance. I'm not able to hear you.
Can you hear me now? Is it better?
No, it's still not. You see, the voice is cracking. I'm sorry.
I can hear you completely.
Now it's fine.
Yeah.
Now it's fine.
So basically, I want some stories from you. I know the story that in 1989 you went to meet this hotel executive, and he said, "Oh, it's a young brand, 3 years old. Come back to me when it's 7 years old."
Exactly.
So, and you've been able to build the brand, supply. So give us some. You keep saying that when the going gets tough, the tough get going, right?
Absolutely. See, when
I really believe in that. So give us some early insights into what happened in the formative years of this business and this brand.
Sure. Very, very interesting question you have raised. See, definitely, as I shared with you, when my father started, he had to face a lot of hardships, basically. Now, you see, establishing a brand is not an easy thing, basically. I think that has been a great learning for us, a great experience, I would say, which really has given us a lot of strength also. So when we launched Jaquar, definitely, as I shared with you, I think we completely revolutionized, you see, the market from the products, touch and feel the products in a different way. So a whole lot of new things we brought in. But you see, as it happens, every new thing encounters a lot of resistance. People are very, you see, hesitant, you see, to try new products and new brands. They feel, no, it's something new, something young. We don't know how much it lasts. And this is what happened, you see, when we went to not just one, you see, hotel customer, but so many customers, you see, builders, architects, and designers and institutions we went. It was a great struggle we had to make, and literally it took a lot of time to convince them. You'll be surprised. See, to these guys, like in hotels, we distributed, you see, we put our samples on live working with them. And after 2 years or 3 years of satisfactory working, when they could experience a difference in our products as compared to what they had been using or even importing, they finally, you see, switched over to us. So we had to keep that kind of a patience, basically. We had to give them, you see, all the time they needed, you see, so as to develop, you see, their confidence and trust in us. And once, see, you overcome this initial situation, and the customer has, you see, understood about your product, about the quality, then there was no looking back. And I can say with a lot of satisfaction and pride, in fact, that we have never lost our customers, basically. Whosoever started patronizing, you see, our brand, our products, are still continuing to work with us, people for 30 years, 40 years. Our dealers have been working with us for more than 55 years in 60 years of our history. So that's a kind of, you see, association. We are basically a relationship-based company. We believe in relations. See, this is a fundamental, you see, principle and value that my father, you see, laid down when he started the business. He said, we have to give the best of the quality to in our products to the customers, and the best of the dealings, services to our customers. Take care of them. And this is what we have been consistently following, you see, for the last 60 years. And I believe, you see, everyone in our organization believes, not only the directors, promoters, but even, you see, every single person. We have almost around 11,000 people working with us today who are associated with us in India and abroad. They all have the same belief that, yes, take care of your customers and they will take care of they will give you the business. That's what we have been following. So like that, we see there were many instances where we had to really it took a lot of time, convincing the people about our products in government institutions, again, everywhere. We gave our products on for trial, for testing, in hundreds and thousands. And once the people, after using the product, because it's a functional product. Like today we see all these automobile companies, nobody earlier used to offer a test drive. But even today, even the best of the most expensive of the cars, even they also offer you a test drive, so that once you experience the product, definitely it helps you to make up your mind. And this is what we adopted way back in more than 30 years back, I can tell you.
Good. We started to talk of being self-reliant, being not only making for India, but making for the world. You started doing that very, very early. It happened with you by default. Tell us, what does it take for an Indian business, an Indian brand to succeed abroad? You're in multiple countries. There is a product acceptance there. So give us the mantra for that.
Dr. Batra, let me tell you. I think this is what we have experienced. I think the fundamentals remain the same, whether you work, anywhere. Maybe in India, once you have, after the initial struggle, you have built up, your brand is recognized, is noticed, and people have started, putting the trust in the brand. Things, happen very fast. But the only difference we have seen, when we have gone abroad to expand our global business, after having established the brand very well in the Indian market, now our vision is to make it as a global brand, to be a global leader, in the bathroom segment, and of course in the lighting segment subsequently. So definitely, when you are from India, so people, I think they want a lot of time, to really get interested in you and to place their trust and confidence in your products. So maybe like in India, within few years, we could, turn it around. But here, overseas, definitely, it's much more difficult. But it's a blessing in disguise. Once, I think today, the way the situation in the global market is also changing. People are now today looking, for value-added products, basically, for brands which give them the best value for their money. It is not just a brand, which is, a surety for your business. And this is where I think over the last 5 to 7 years, we have put in a lot of effort. We have made investments, into our global business in a big way, I think, which even the most established brands were not able to do in 25, 30 years. The kind of products, when you go to every region, when you go to any market, they have their own standards, they have their own specifications. And to give, those technical solutions to each and every market, I think it requires a lot of effort. And this is one thing, as a company, we have never gone back. This, I would say, is like one of our major strengths. We have always responded to the market challenges, and we have always given not just products, but the real solutions, the right solutions to the market. And this has been really, helped us in establishing us well, either in India or abroad. So definitely, I can share with you today, we are into almost 60 countries, into 4 regions, from Europe to Asia, Pacific to Middle East to Africa. And in all these countries, yes, any market you go, it's the same story, what you went through, either in India or in any market. You have to establish yourselves. You have to make, the brand acceptable, to the local market. You have to take so many, marketing initiatives, innovative marketing steps, basically. And finally, once the customers start using it and they get a satisfactory experience, I think the things roll out very well. So today, I can tell you, now our global business is really giving us, very good results. It's really helping us, to establish the brand, to give, brand its international sheen, basically. Like in the current situation, in the current year, I think everybody has lost 3 to 4 months because of this pandemic. But our global business, compared to the last year for a similar period, has grown basically. So the initial, the investments, the efforts that we made in the market, now the returns have started coming. And it's very, 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 satisfying for us, basically. We're very happy.
Fantastic. Mr. Mehra, your and Jaquar's success augurs well for Indian businesses and brands on the international stage.
Thank
you. In your 4 decades of being an entrepreneur, working with your father, brothers, and leading the company, what are your top lessons as an entrepreneur?
Basically, I can tell you, whether it is me or my brothers, It's a family-owned company, and now the third generation is also there. So at the moment, we have six, members of the family, three from the second and three from the third generation who are, managing the business. I think our working is very, very straightforward and very simple, basically. Everybody has his own specific role and responsibility, clearly cut out according, to their interest and to their abilities, basically. And they get an almost, virtual freedom, to do their roles, carry out, their responsibilities, and within their working sphere, whatever they want to do, new things they want to bring in. So I can tell you, thank God we have an excellent understanding within the family. We understand each other very well. Otherwise, also ours is joint family. We live together. So I think that also gives us a lot of closeness, a lot of understanding, and a lot of respect and acceptability for each other, basically. So that has really helped us to develop and run the business in a very, very organized manner. So without any conflicts or difference of opinion, we do discuss most of the things, critical things, strategic things together. But finally, the person who is responsible, for his scope of work, he has to take the call. He has to take the ownership and responsibility. So that's how we have been, running our business. And so far, I would say excellent, very good. God has been kind to us, and we are very happy the way things are going and growing, basically. Yeah.
And just as I asked you, Mr. Mehra, what are the top 3 learnings that you got that you can tell other entrepreneurs in your own journey? आपसे क्या सीख सकते हैं? आपकी क्या सीख है? What is it that you would advise to other entrepreneurs?
I can only share, my experience. As I said, we are a very simple thinking and a very grounded, practical company, basically. We believe in, looking to the practical realities of the business and respond to those realities, basically. I think there is some very dignified or some very different, way of approaching, your work and your maybe business, basically. So I think the fundamentals that we have followed all along, as I said, I shared with you, my father, he was, he knew nothing about the industry, nothing about this business, but he made some values. So one thing I would say, every business, or any individual needs certain values and principles, that he needs to follow in his life, relentlessly. Maybe you may have, temptations, maybe to change here and there, but no, I think the values and principles should never change. And this is what we have steadfastly over the last 60 years. We have been following consistently. As I said, the first thing is do your best in making your products. We are a manufacturing company. Our strength is manufacturing. So we do everything, by ourselves. Our units, our manufacturing units are all, composite units, basically. All the processes are done in-house, basically. So we feel that's the only way you can ensure the best, quality in your products. You can ensure the destiny of your products. So I think, again, one thing that we have very, very consistently we have followed is that we are always, willing to improve the quality standards in our products. We continue to challenge ourselves repeatedly. We always keep an eye on the competition, what is happening, in the market world over. But at the same time, we always keep challenging ourselves. Okay, we have done this, now what we can do further? How we can make it better? So we always feel you never reach the best. You can always better, what you're doing as of now, basically. So one is do everything possible to ensure the best of quality in your products. And then very important, understand, your customers and give them the best of the services and experience. Take care of them, basically. That is what has really, really helped us. And of course, as I said, shared with you, understanding the need of the market, what the market needs from you. We have given, that's where we adopted our company vision, group vision, giving complete solutions. I think this has been one of, again, our major strengths, because a customer has not run from pillar to post in getting his bathroom done, or now even getting his lighting products. These are the two most important, verticals, working products in any house, in any building, basically, whether it's a house, it's an office, it's a commercial mall, anything. So the two important things that a customer experiences every day, So we always go all out, you see, to adopt new technologies, new standards, consistently engage with the customers, understand their expectations, and give them, you see, the best of the experience and value for money, you see, through our products. So I think these are the simple basic steps. No some hard and fast, some hi-fi things we have done. Simply remaining in touch, you see, with the ground, understanding the ground reality, and responding, you see, to the need of our customers and the market. I think this is what we have been doing all along, right? What my father started, and we have been carrying on now for the second, third generation. And I think this is what has given us the best of the dividends.
Beautiful. When you started to use the word, we believe in relationships,
Yes.
both internally and externally. You said we believe in responding to the ground realities. So
Absolutely.
we stick to basics.
Basics.
Get the basics right.
You're very rightly put.
And if somebody is an expert and has a responsibility for that domain, listen to him or her and let them kind of take an informed view. It may be discussed. You said that it is also about solutions from a brand and a customer standpoint. And last but not least, basically what you're saying is do basic things right. Focus on producing the right product, because that's the starting point.
Absolutely.
And I think COVID has taught us that we need to do more with less.
Yeah.
Right? I think you lived that philosophy for a while, So that's how it's coming across, that, focusing on the basics, doing more with less, focusing on the product. These are, if you do these right, you will be able to build a business. Hopefully sales, marketing, service, everything will be aligned. So now coming back to, you set a very ambitious target of doubling your turnover in the next 2 to 3 years. You mentioned that your overseas revenues, your sales have grown even in COVID. Tell us the road to this doubling of the target of revenue. You're at 3,600 crores. You want to be a 7,200 crore company. So give us a sense on how this journey will happen. How do you envision this journey?
Sure. You see, I think every organization needs to have, at least set some goalposts, basically. So we decided internally, the whole team sat down that yes, definitely, we see the opportunity. Now, as I said, having built the brand well in India. So now, if you go to the global market, I think you have the whole huge market, which is available to you. So that's where we set this target that let's try our best and be a $1 billion company in the next 2 years. But I think our task has been made a little bit more difficult, by the increasing exchange rates. When we set out, when we set this target and started the journey, the dollar was at 60. Now our target has been multiplied by almost 25%. So, it's again a challenge. We are absolutely ready to take it. Of course, we have been, in order to achieve this ambitious target, I think we have to do a lot, in expanding our capacities, and this is what we have started. And I can share with you, over the last few years, we have made very huge expansions, in our production capacities. I think in the next couple of months, 2 more of our new manufacturing units are going to start operations. So little bit of the setback was there because of COVID. So our plans have been put behind, by a few months. But that's all. So I think now we are through with that initial phase of creating that manufacturing base. As I shared with you, we're a manufacturing company. And we don't believe, we can double by our target, our turnover by taking over some company, or outsourcing some products. No, we don't believe in that. We believe that yes, the true achievement will be if we do it, with our own efforts. And this is where now, the capacities that we wanted to expand in a big way. In the last 2-3 years, we have made very substantial investments, and now it's almost set, basically. So we are hoping once all these facilities are coming, they're in full working, with all the expansion that we had planned. And expansion is a continuous process with us. We keep on, expanding, keep on modernizing, keep on changing, adopting new and new technical standards, basically, in terms of manufacturing. So we are very hopeful in the next 2-3 years are going to be very, very interesting and eventful for us. And as I shared with you, now even in the overseas market also, we are quite well established. The response is very good in fact. And we are hopeful that maybe if not by in the next 2 years, at least in the next 2 or 3 years, we'll be very close to achieving this target. So the base is set. What I want to share with you is the base is set. What we wanted to have on the ground is almost now ready. So we are very hopeful in the next 2-3 years, we should be very close to reaching this level.
Okay, Jaquar has been in a premium segment, and your father had started a brand which is in the entry level segment, and then there is Artis, right? Tell us, how do you see your 3 brands?
Yeah, again, I think it was a very major challenge that we took upon ourselves. As I shared with you earlier, establishing one brand, it takes a lot of pain and effort. And making 3 brands and maintaining those 3 brands in the market, I think makes your task almost 13 times bigger than if you will do normally with one brand. But I think it's again one more thing I would like to share with you. Whatever we do as a company, as an organization, we always do with the long term vision. Basically, we don't do any shortcut on short term measures. So this is where again we had a lot of internal discussion, and a lot of people were really not confident that how the 3 brands can be established. But we decided that in the long run this is going to pay us, and now it is really paying us. So ESCO is today there to take care of the value segment, value customer segment of the market. Jaquar, the mother brand, takes care of the premium segment, the mid segment of the market. And then we decided that yes, as a market leader, we must bring in a true luxury brand in the bathroom industry, which had been more or less missing, by and large, not only in India, but even in the world markets also. So this is where Artis took birth. And with Artis being a completely luxury brand, giving a completely different experience in terms of designs, products, working to the customers. So we are very happy now. The brand is also gaining, a very good acceptability, not only in the Indian market, but very, very noticeably, in our overseas markets. This has really helped us to establish our technical credentials. When people see the products that we are offering in Artis, then they really believe that there's something different, which has been done, by an Indian company. So that whatever little reservations they had about anything coming from India, I think it gets taken care of once they see the Artis portfolio. So all in all, we are very happy today. All the 3 brands are very well, focused on their respective customer segments on the pyramid of the market, and now we are really getting very good results. So the whole idea was that for every customer segment, the 3 respective customer segment of the market, they need a different identity. And this is where as a business strategy, we have been able to give them a unique identity which doesn't get mixed, from bottom to top or top to bottom, basically. And this is what is now, after the initial, a lot of hard work, a lot of investments we had to make, in setting up the brands, in launching the brands in the market, and giving them, their respective places, basically in the market pyramid. Now the things are really, being very well, accepted, and we are getting a very good response for all the 3 brands.